Hello.
Hey, John, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just sitting here in a quiet spot in the house, ready to get this fourth podcast on.
Yeah, let me see. I've been doing some stuff. I haven't been able to research like what I think my surprise pick in the draft is.
Oh, that's all right, man. Can you pull up the app while we're doing this?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do here.
Okay, cool. Right on. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to this wonderful podcast on this wonderful earth where we have evolved millions of years, and we must thank our ancestors so that we can play fantasy football. All right, so with me here is John, a.k.a. Dange-russ. I've known him since kindergarten.
Kindergarten, that's right. Little time.
Yep, and ever since he's been in the league, which he was one of the original guys here, he's always been a thorn in my side. He was the original badass, the original champion. He's always got good drafts. He's always on the play. He's always on the move. Every week, don't count him out. I'm surprised he only has one championship, to be honest. But
Me too.
hey, how'd your draft go?
I felt it went all right. It was a lot similar to other drafts I've done for other leagues that I'm in, most notably with having Big Ben as my starting QB in both leagues. So I think that was probably, I don't know, even though he was, I think, my third round pick this draft, I think he might be my most surprising player, just because I'm feeling, even though it's not a PPR league or anything like that he's gonna stay healthy all year, and I feel like him and Antonio Brown are gonna hook up a few times, and he's gonna bring me, I hope, a lot of points.
Yeah, he is not the low-scoring player like he used to be, that's for sure.
No.
Yeah, well, I felt good about my draft as well until I looked at all the other teams, and all the teams look pretty dang good this year. Like every team has a weakness, but everyone drafted really well. I'm pretty impressed.
I think so too. I think actually probably my best pick was my second to last pick, where I got kicked out of the draft room, and it picked up the fourth string wide receiver for the Eagles. I can't even remember the guy's name, but that was my auto pick.
Aguilar.
Yeah, Aguilar. That's right.
That was so frustrating. The freaking glitches, man. I wonder if anyone else was glitching out on that as well.
No. But luckily I was fourth on the waiver wire. I was able to pick somebody else up because I know that guy is probably not going to do much this year. But look at me. I'm probably going to eat my words. He's probably going to be better than Antonio Brown, 14 TDs, 1,200 yards.
Yeah, because Carson Wentz is going to light it up, right?
You got it.
Hey, where are you going to watch the games for the most part?
Well, I did buy a house last year that came with a basement, which my wife has allowed.
Congratulations.
Right, thank you. My wife allowed me to take the basement as my man cave. So I'm, getting the big screen TV down there, surround sound, all that kind of stuff. I have Seahawks neon light hanging up, little mini. So that's probably where I'm going to be. Maybe invite some buds over and have some buds with my buds.
That sounds great. You know what? I might have to ask for an invite at one point because that sounds pretty sweet.
Well, you're always welcome. There's no invitation required for you, sir.
Right on. I appreciate that. John came up with an idea. Maybe we can meet up like mid-season somewhere or post-season somewhere. I know we did that after the championship. That was always fun. We should get back to doing that. But then meeting up mid-season as well would be fun as well. What do you think, like Buffalo Wild Wings or Hooters or something?
Well, you may want to ask with Sarah, if she wants to go to Hooters. I don't know if she'd appreciate that, but, just I think it'd be kind of cool just to, kind of like what they do with like the All-Star break in baseball, just kind of meet up and kind of recap the first part of the season. It'd be kind of cool. And plus, I know we all have busy lives and have our own things going on, but it'd be kind of cool to, just be able to meet up, even if it's, every couple of years or something, just to, see the faces of the people that were, beaten down every week or getting beaten down by, however it ends up being. But think it'd be kind of a cool thing. And then, if there's any, I don't know if there's any golf fans out there, but I did suggest it's cool to do like a end of the year season recap / golf tournament or something. I think that'd be pretty fun. I know Kelly and I are avid golfers, so, and Staniak, I think too, but,
yeah,
not sure about anybody else.
Yeah. God's teamer, Adam, he plays every once in a while. I don't know about anyone else. Primitive Screwheads is in Idaho, so I think he's out. And then the Illegals is in Eastern Washington / Idaho, so he's out, I'm assuming. But it'd still be kind of fun. I mean, maybe we can get like a Skype thing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. That's right.
Right on.
Forgot that there's some people all over the state and other states, so they can play at their own local course or something, and we could just
like the Family Guy hole-in-one thing with Jesus or whatever. Right on. All right. So public service announcement. Will Tukuafu was cut, but a guy named Tani Tupo, a defensive tackle from the Washington Huskies, is signed. He's on the 53-man roster, and he'll be playing fullback, just like Will Tukuafu. He's big like Will Tukuafu. His last name starts with a T, so I submit to you that we all start calling him T2. What say you?
T2, I like that. And the other thing, too, is you got to remember he's a Husky, so he's not going to coog it.
That's so cold after they lost to Eastern Washington, man.
I know. That's pretty funny. I mean, sorry. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for that.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah, God's team, True Coug, and I, they're definitely going to be aiming for you for sure.
But I know it's been mentioned in a couple of the other podcasts. The Apple Cup, it's always, contentious, regardless of if UW or the Cougars are ranked or not. It's always a fun thing. That's the only time I don't root for Wazoo is during.
Yeah, and vice versa for Huskies for me. Hey, so someone finally got on the Terrelle Pryor hype train. Can you guess who it is?
Somebody in the league?
Someone in our league picked up Terrelle Pryor.
Well, let me see. I have a feeling it's 5102 to 253.
That's right. Alan Mayu, one of my old coworkers. He's going with the Terrelle Pryor hype, and I love him for it.
Mm-hmm.
So
right, and I like God's team. They picked up Dak Prescott. I saw that he didn't go in the draft because in the other leagues that he went pretty quick, which is surprising. Because they just figured, Romo's out, we'll pick up Dak because he showed some sparks during the preseason, but it is just the preseason, so. My expectations are a little low, a little skeptical of the guy until he actually proves himself.
Yeah, I would agree. He is a rookie, but people keep talking about him. I mean, they're saying week 1 he's a good start because the Giants' secondary or defense just isn't the best. But we'll have to see. I mean, whatever it is, it's going to be a fun game to watch. That's for sure.
Yeah, and he does have the best O-line protecting him, so.
Right, and he can hand the ball off like a champ to Eazy-E for sure.
Yeah, true. So you got two rookies back there.
Yeah, I think, even if they suck, they're going to be fun to watch, that's for sure.
That's true. So did you find a new kicker, Kelly, since Robbie Gould got cut after you drafted him?
You know what? I did. I picked up Robert Aguayo, the second round pick, Tampa Bay. But then I noticed Allen dropped Cannizaro, so I put in a waiver for him. I don't know if he'll get through to me or not, but either way, I think my kickers will be all right. We'll see about it. But okay, so our first time ever on the podcast, I want to do some matchups. Talk about each matchup just briefly. So, starting off, you and we're going head to head week 1, and I think it's going to be. I think it's your game to lose because you got Rapesleberger and you got David Johnson, and I have the interesting starts of Spencer Ware filling in for Jamal Charles. I'm going to have to watch that on the kickoff day and make sure that's actually happening. And then I'm starting my backup quarterback in Joe Flacco because Phillip Rivers is going against KC, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. But shout out to Kukok for giving me a trade. I traded Matthew Stafford for Phillip Rivers, so that's the first trade of the year. So if you guys want to get some trades going, make some of your positions better, go ahead, shoot out some trades. If you don't like the trades that you see, counter offer with different trades and maybe get a dialogue going or something like that.
Yeah.
Are you confident about this week's matchup against me, John?
Yeah, I've got a few of my players matchups that I'm not super stoked about, but like Randall Cobb, at Jacksonville, Eddie Lacy, I've got those two Green Bayers in Jacksonville. A lot of people are talking about how they could win the AFC South this year.
Yes, I'm so pulling for them.
And you got Gus Bradley over there, with the defense, defensive mindset. So I'm a little fearful for those two. They're not projected to score a ton of points, given that they normally do.
Right.
So, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with my lineup. Broncos at playing Carolina. It's a little double-edged sword for me because I got Greg Olsen on my team too. So
yeah.
It's like I want him to get some points for me, but not too many, so that Broncos defense doesn't.
A weird conundrum there. So you just want Cam Newton to fumble the ball or get sacked, but then in the clutch go to Greg Olsen, right?
Right. Yeah. There you go.
I can see it happening. All right, on to Sarah and Anthony. This is an interesting matchup. They have the two hot QBs, Derek Carr and Blake Bortles. I think that's going to be a great matchup. And then two question marks at running back, Rawls and Freeman going head to head. You would assume Freeman would get more points, but everyone keeps talking about his role and Tevin Coleman and how that's actually going to work. How Matt Ryan is going to be effective and how Freeman, tapered off at the end of the year, and how Rawls might not get a full load, but he wants to be the starting guy, and we should be able to run the ball all over the Dolphins. So I think that's a great matchup there as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking, because I heard on the news today that and this could change, obviously, because Sunday's still a ways away. That Rawls isn't going to start on Sunday either. I mean, he's going to get some work, but he's, as far as I know, not going to start. So you're probably looking Christian Michael, Alex Collins getting more touches, which is going to probably hurt Rawls, because normally he's supposed to be our every down back.
Yeah. If you own Christian Michael, would you start him this week?
I mean, if they said Rawls was out, for sure, but I don't know. It's one of those tough picks. He's going to split a lot with Rawls and probably Collins and whatnot. So I don't know. He might get some of those goal line touches, and it might work out if somebody were to start him. But I don't know. If I got Eddie Lacy, I'll start Eddie Lacy because I know he's starting. He's
sure.
Play.
All right. Troy and Josh going head to head. Josh went with a very interesting and enviable strategy with Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, and Doug Baldwin. And I freaking love him for that because anytime they hook up, he's going to get a huge chunk of points. So it kind of makes me jealous because now the Seahawks games just have that much more meaning. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, Josh definitely has a vested interest there. I wasn't sure. I didn't bother to look at the league if it's set up where if an individual player like Tyler Lockett were to score a special teams touchdown, does that go towards the defense of the Seahawks?
Yes, yeah. Defense, only touchdowns, no yards or anything like that. Only kick return, punt return, touchdowns go towards defense.
So Tyler Lockett wouldn't be the beneficiary.
No, and so I think True Coug has the Seahawks defense, so I think she would get a benefit. She was smart to pick them up early. And then Troy, he's got TJ Yeldon, which is the sleeper of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Everyone's talking about Chris Ivory, and yet everyone's talking about how Yeldon's balling out this preseason. And then Alex Smith is projected to get 27 points against San Diego. And honestly, I could buy it.
I think so too. Alex Smith, he's a wily veteran. I know one of the reasons why he's considered, a very consistent player is because he's quote unquote smart with the ball. He doesn't turn it over, which obviously, everybody's going to turn the ball over, but he doesn't make a lot of stupid decisions out there, and he does have some weapons out there. I mean, with Jamal Charles out, for a bit there. He doesn't give him that option, but he definitely has, some good receivers there to throw to. So yeah, it could work. And then of course we got Dange-russ, Russell Wilson there. Of course I should have him on my team because of my name, but I don't. I have a feeling he's not going to have any difficulty with the Miami secondary. I'm not too worried.
You're not afraid of Ndamukong Suh and what is it, Dion Jordan or Cameron Wake or whatever his name is, and Mario Williams?
No, I have a feeling that the preseason game against the Vikings kind of woke Russell Wilson up a bit because he was really holding on the ball way too long. His internal clock should have been a little bit quicker, and especially with those guys because they're tremendous players. I mean, even though Ndamukong Suh's a little dirty, but
right.
Still tremendous athlete and get to the quarterback. So I have a feeling he learned his lesson from preseason, and hopefully he's not going to be getting knocked around. Sure, he's going to get pressured, but he's going to be able to run out of it and hit those check down passes. Hopefully to Christian Michael or whomever. So. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's a good starting point for sure for the Seahawks. So hopefully they can take care of business. All right, so we got Adam and Carl, and these are two of my favorite guys that they're just like cool to hang out with. Adam, I've known for a while. He kind of took me in. You heard that story. And then Carl was a guy I went to Montana with a ton when I was working with McLean. So they're just both down-to-earth guys. I love them both.
Mm-hmm.
Easy for Adam is only projected to get 7 points. And Kelvin Benjamin, they're talking about he's not going to be full strength this year because of that ACL tear or whatever he got last year. Are you buying either one of those things?
Well, I don't know. Once again, Easy, he's a lot like Dak in the sense that, sure, they looked really good in preseason, but preseason's preseason. You're not always going against ones. You're going against a lot of 2s, 3s, and 4s. And so, until he proves himself, I think it's, 7.3.
Hey, Easy knocked Chancellor on his ass, all right? You got to give him a little bit of credit.
Well, yeah, okay, but still, and then Kelvin Benjamin, I don't know. You see people. There's AP. He's a great story, right? He totally messed up his knee, and comes back the next year and almost break Eric Dickerson's single season rushing record.
Thank you. And Cam Newton, they were saying that Cam Newton's been looking for him in the first read all preseason. How is he not going to blow up? I think he's a sleeper pick. John Clayton said he's not. He's not 100%. He's not going to do well. And, he's going to get limited snaps, blah, blah, blah. He's not in condition. Dude, he's 6'10", 6'15", whatever he is, like 500 pounds. I think you just, you don't even have to make a professional throw. You just kind of like girl throw it, and then he's just going to come up with it. Am I wrong?
No. I had him a couple of years back, and yeah, he's just a ball hawk. He can. I know they use that term for defenders a lot of time, ball hawk. But he is one for as a receiver though. He's able to get to the ball. He's very electric. He's got great speed, great hands. He can run routes really well. So I don't know. We'll just see how he does. He's going to make the most opportunities that are given to him, even if they are fewer. He has fewer snaps or whatever.
Yeah.
I think.
Hey, if the opportunities are in the red zone, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
All right, so now we got the Newcomer Bowl. Alan Mayu and Skylar. 5-1-0 to the 2-5-3 versus Primitive Screwheads. I really like how these guys are after. I think Skylar's a little bit newer to fantasy. I think this is his second year doing fantasy overall. I think Allen's a wily old vet. He's been around. He was my guy I talked to at Central Transport about football. He was right on level with me, if not ahead of me, when it came to football knowledge. So they went real interesting. I can't remember. I think it was Allen has Gurley and McCoy, and Skylar had Antonio Brown and Keenan Allen. I can't remember. Maybe I should pull that up real quick because I think that's a really other way around. Okay, yeah. I think that's such an interesting matchup to go. Those honestly, if like certain players got drafted in the second round, I was ready to pull the trigger on LaShawn McCoy second round, and I would have no problems with that. Obviously, Gurley is the number one threat for St. Louis. Antonio Brown, the number one player overall. Keenan Allen, the sleeper of the year. People are talking about how Phillip Rivers is just going to be using him everywhere, inside, outside, deep, short, whatever you want. I mean, this is, I think, and the rest of their team is really strong. So what do you think about that matchup?
Well, I see he's got Keenan Allen on his bench. So it stands right now.
What?
That's what I'm seeing right as it stands right now. Obviously, that can change, between now and game time. But I'm seeing that. And Keenan Allen, I mean, I think I've had him on. Yeah, I've had him on a couple of my teams. I think his rookie year, I had him on one of my teams, and obviously his rookie year, he was tremendous. He was sensational.
He benched him for Kenny Britt because Kenny Britt's going against San Francisco. You know what? I respect that. KC is a good defense, but I mean, it's your number one player, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you got to look at those matchups. So I mean, like you said, I don't really blame them because you got San Francisco, who, they're kind of falling apart. They're not really in San Francisco anymore, Santa Clara, right? So
yeah, right. I think that stadium's cursed.
So yeah, so I think Kenny Britt might have the upper hand this time around, but only the football gods will say for certain on Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's a good matchup either way. Best of luck to the newcomers. Thank you for being in the league, and thanks to Carl as well. All right, last matchup, the McLean matchup, my last job, the battle, Bobby versus Steniak. Now, I think their rosters are very interesting. They're all kind of projected low, even though they have some great players. Jamal Charles, Steniak's got starting. Jordy Nelson starting. They're both kind of projected low. I don't even know if Jamal Charles is going to start. Jordy Nelson is only projected 5 points, but he's such a stud. I mean, what do you see here?
Let me see. Just kind of quickly looking at their lineups here. I mean, you got Aaron Rodgers. So I'm rooting for Rodgers there because I got a couple of Green Bay Packers on my team. So I'm hoping he lights up against Jacksonville. But like I said, there's that hype about Jacksonville and their defense and stuff. So I don't know. They might get stifled a bit there. So Carson Palmer going against the New England secondary there. It looks pretty even. It looks pretty even right there to me for those guys. But yeah, AP. I don't know why AP's projected so low going against Tennessee. I mean, I know he was kind of a little tender, this preseason, kind of got roughed up a bit, but 7.4 points to Jamal Charles. I thought it'd be the other way around. Jamal Charles would only do 7 points.
Yeah. No, I think AP is going to get more than that. I mean, Drew Coog would definitely attest to that. I mean, he's not getting 70 yards or 10 yards and a touchdown. I'm sorry, it's just not happening. Right. But I could see this matchup going into Monday and watching Carlos Hyde, see if he can get X amount of points to put Bobby over the top on that one. I think that's a good matchup.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then I think it's going to come down to Graham Gano versus Mike Nugent, the kicker. That's what it is.
The deep analysis coming right here. You heard it live from Dange-russ, my man. Oh, John, you are the shit. Thanks for doing this, man. All right, I got one last question for you, man. Hey, did you get that Subaru Forester?
Not yet, sir. No, we're doing some budgeting. We're trying to work some things out, pay my car and some student loans and stuff, and then we're going to look to buying that Forester.
Okay, well, as a truck driver, and I will attest to you from all my other friends as truck drivers, we all wish that we could run you the fuck off the road. Okay, I know that offends Sarah. She's a Subaru owner as well. I don't know if anyone else owns Subarus, but y'all are either too slow, you're too oblivious, or you're too fucking self-righteous. So as a truck driver, get the fuck out of the way, all right? Can you Subaru owners do that for me? Do that for the truck drivers?
I think so. I definitely give those big rigs, I give them their 4, 5, 6 car length space when I get in front of them because usually I'm blowing past them.
Okay. You're a fast Subaru driver? No way. You actually go over 5 miles an hour over the speed limit?
Well, I've never driven or owned a Subaru, but I can tell you if it's anything like driving my current vehicle, there won't be an issue with it.
I really hope your driving styles rubs off on all the other Subaru drivers. I don't know what it is. It's like it's the Subaru Outback, the Subaru Forester, those wagons, and then it's like the Prius. I don't know if it's the Hillary Clinton voters or the tree huggers or everyone's just stoned out of their minds. I don't know what it is, but those two cars just stick out to me like crazy. So if anyone's laughing their ass off right now and they totally agree, let me know, because I feel so passionate about this.
And one thing, this might be a good way to end off the podcast with is, hey, if you have any worries about me and with the speed with which I drive, what's my last name?
Rush, John Rush. There it is, you guys. All right. An extra long podcast today, but you know what? I'm super excited. Week 1 is here. Football is here. I can't be more excited. John, you're the shit for doing this, and we will be talking soon.
Yeah, when you're giving me the championship trophy at the end of the year, yeah, that's probably.
Poster. Although I heard some fantasyjocks.com thing, I might be looking at a trophy, depending on price and all that stuff. But we might have that as our little Lombardi we'll have to give up each year to the next champion. I think that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, maybe add a little bit of intermingling of sorts.
You got it.
Yeah, so don't win it, Skylar, if you don't want to drive back here, right? All right, man. Hey, you have a good night, and I'll be talking to you all soon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Later, boss.